Wow.
Yeah, I really got a dose of that relaxation and gentleness when you get on that land. I think one of the things I really like about taking the time to do the ceremony is that it's is that extended break and time and commitment to just being with the earth. I do my daily practices, but there's something about that extended time that we take there on the land.
I was hearing a lot about the different layers of our being and doing this, and how there's this excitement, but gentle attending to these different layers, the physical layers that start unfolding when we relax into nature, and then the emotional and social layers that get excited and revived, and like, oh, we remember this is what it's like, this is what it feels like and sounds like to be in community. And um and the mental, but deeply the soul based spiritual, like, alivening and movement that we get to do together. And it's always a surprise. It's like we go to the ceremony and we think we're going to do something, and then, wow, something different and amazing and unimaginable happens.
Yeah, I received, um, not unlike Marty, just that feeling of when you arrive in connection with the land, and everything slows down. It's just everything slows down, and you find yourself in that rhythm with nature, and the level of nourishment that we receive, on so many different levels and different ways. The nourishment from the land and from the nature beings and from the amazing food that we share together, and being with each other, the connection. Um, and also, I Earth Heart and the ceremony were reminding me that each one of us is, we get exactly what we as an individual need. And that might be totally different than what the next person needs, but we get what we need. And it's like it's magic. It's having your prayers be answered. You didn't even know which, you thought you came with one set of prayers, and it turns out you actually came with a whole different set of prayers. You discover while you're there, and you just feel that trust that somehow they've been heard and they're being answered. And it's just so nourishing and reassuring. Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
very special piece of land that we magically found, or who found us, that we get to do this work with, these amazing big leaf maples and fir and all these other plant beings that are just so collaborative and so wise in taking care of us.
Each time we do these journeys, when we get together, the mother tree just shows up immediately. And the feeling that I get from her is inclusivity and consistency, and that ease and gentleness that was already mentioned, in a way that really speaks deeply. It goes to that place within us that we know we're fine. We are divine and authentic beings as well. And we get to go to that land and remember that and get the affirmations from the land and the beings and the food. It's fun, the laughter that just sings through the trees, the ease and the gentleness and choice that each person has in every moment on that land. There's so many people right now that are asking for connection. They're asking for in-person ceremony, in-person opportunities to connect with the two-leggeds again, as well as the nature beings. It's magic that is created as well when we all come there with our open hearts and our kindness and respect. This being our third year, it just continues to teach us. And magic is, I think, the best word. It's different each time. And I'm different, and you're different. All the participants are different. We're living in unprecedented times right now. And what we get to go there and remember is how to step into the flow of the love that we are. And we get to step into that flow of certainty of who we are together. And so, I mean, we need it, we deserve it. And we look forward to that kind of divine sacredness, the slowing down and listening, and remembering that we're okay. And I love the depth of the healing that I watch occur for each human that comes. I've been healed. I get to be healed in this process with all of you each time we meet. And what's lovely is that we don't set expectations and we allow ourselves to be as surprised as all the rest of the participants at all of the amazing aha moments that we share together as we come together. So yeah, I can't wait. This is a highlight of the year for me. And so it's tangible, it's visceral, it's absolutely divine time together. And I have a lot of gratitude for being able to do this each year.
Wow, that was a lot of good stuff coming through. I was sitting with the Earth Heart in that journey, and what was coming to me was a couple things actually. The magic, as we've been saying, the magic of this container that not only us as facilitators, but all the people that participate. It's really it's not just us. It's everybody that comes creates this container of, well, I'm going to say it, of oneness. And what the Earth Heart was sharing with me is reminded me was that we're all spirit coming here on this earth, becoming, playing the game of the being human, being physical. But our origin is spirit. And what is magical about coming in this workshop, as she was sharing with me, is the whole workshop, regardless of where we're playing at or singing with or sitting with, is we're actually walking in what is we're walking in spirit, but it's that duality of spirit human. And so it's there's various names to it depending on what practices you're in, but and it's a magic because not only are we walking in spirit, we're relationship, partnership, participation with the earth. She's with us. She's with all of us. And what we are trying to do as facilitators, and with the help of everybody there, because we're listening to everyone and to the earth, is she's playing with us too. She's helping us decide what we want to do. And it's pure magic. It's truly that experience of walking in one with the spirit and the physical, and in partnership with this amazing earth, which is way more than what we think it is. She's an amazing being. The closest revelation, you might say, or closest thing. And I'm not just talking about the earth. I'm talking about every plant, every tree, the wind, the stars, the tree. I guess I said that. Everything, animals, all these things truly get excited when we come to this land and care and say hello and walk in relationship. And we're there to learn from them and her, along with us participating with them, because we're truly being unique human beings, you might say, in this week-long workshop, because we've all come with that intention. And that is an amazing thing in the world we live in. That's all I can say. It's just amazing. I'm sure there's, well, it's just amazing. And so it's just a gift. And we invite you, all those folks that have even a semblance of interest of whatever that may be, to join us, because we're not for any other reason than to feel the miracle of being human. Just feeling the miracle of being a participant. One of my practices is, being conscious, being aware. But that's a process. I mean, that's a lifetime process, but that's not the end result to me. The end result is being a participant. And this is out of everything I've studied and done, this is amazing what happens on this land. And it's so simple. It's not because we do anything other than show up and say hello. I mean, and of course, our minds go, really? Yeah, it's that simple. And so I'm excited. Again. That was a good journey. And it's truly beautiful listening to all of us share what comes through. And I look forward to hearing what we get when we get on land, to hear the participants too, because that's the real gift. I mean, yeah, and then listening to the earth. I mean, watching the earth respond and participate with us. I mean, I remember last year it was 105 degrees, and we dropped down in that canyon, and it was very nice and cool. It was like it's the hottest time of the year. We go into this place, and it's like, wow, this isn't too bad. We got a nice stream coming through, and the birds are singing. It's like out there is like hot, and here we're just participating. So,
I love that, Terry. I had a part of my journey echoed a part of what you were just saying, which is how responsive the land is when we arrive. And it is this mutual relationship that, we're there and we get so excited about connecting with all the different nature beings and aspects of nature and the elemental energies, and nature's having the same experience. Is like, oh yeah, these humans, whoa, they're connecting with us, they're paying attention, they're responding to us just as we're responding to them, and it becomes this mutual exchange that's just amazing. And we did have a really precious experience last year where right at the end of the ceremony, our last evening there, we had birds singing throughout our whole time there, they wake us up in the morning and they come and go all during the day. But we were entering into our closing ceremony, and we're all gathered together under the in the grandmother lodge, and the Swainson's thrush were singing. And a lot of birds, they'll sing in the late afternoon, early evening, and then they stop. But here we are in the tent, and we're surrounded by so many voices, so many bird voices, and they were singing and singing and singing as it got darker and darker and darker. And one or two would fade off and more would fade off, but there was one bird, one Swainson's thrush that kept singing, and he didn't want to stop, and just kept singing and singing. And we just got the message that they're spreading the good word, that humans get it, that humans are here to co-create and to celebrate with us and to spread the experience and the knowing and the beingness and the heart and the love. And that's the message that all these birds were sending out around the world so they could be carried farther and farther out, that we show up. We were there and we showed up, and we had a beautiful relationship and exchange.
It was the good bird word being spread all across the globe.
That's also one of my highlights from last year. This ceremony is so much more than an opportunity to connect. As teachers of love, I feel every time I go, I know that I'm loved. The amount of love that you feel from the earth heart, that you feel in these connections, it's intoxicating. I mean, it's abundant, just in terms of that. And going to a ceremony knowing that you're going to leave feeling that love is such an antidote for hopelessness. To leave knowing that nature loves you. The grandmother tree and this journey we did, just, I can't wait to touch the people and have them touch my trunk. And just being an opportunity to go into a container and be reminded of how loving nature is so, so important. It's not oh, maybe I'll connect. Like, no, it's you're going in and you're feeling that the truth of our relationship with the earth, with the ecology. You're feeling life as it's meant to be felt. It's such a beautiful thing.
And I noticed as our sharing progressed through the week and people began to feel even more comfortable sharing their process, how we all mind melded with synchronicity in a way that we never could have manufactured. It was like there was this layer of learning and growing that we were all doing in our own ways, but it was very apparent as we shared, oh, we are doing this at a meta level together, and the impact that we can have on the world, watching and experiencing and getting like positive reinforcement from this process of surrendering and being curious and listening was so moving to me. So moving to me.